I'd like to call the meeting of the Social Services Committee to order. Majority Council, could you take attendance?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. Fine.
Here?
Simpson.
Here.
Cleary.
Here.
Epicoro.
Yeah.
Joyce is excused. Miller.
Present.
Rosano. Here. Lockhart. Here. And Pearlie.
Here.
8 present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. First item is previous business, approving previous meeting minutes.
Make a motion. Second.
Motion, Mr. Miller, second, Mr. Cleary, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous. Now under current business, number 2, authorizing the acceptance of an allocation from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance regarding the rental supplement program. Commissioner McClave?
Good evening. We're requesting permission to accept an allocation of $1.12 million for our rental assistance program. This is would be the 3rd year of operation. It's 100% state funding to pay for rent assistance up to 85% of fair market value for rentals for primarily families in our shelters. Moving them out, some individuals in our shelters as well. And right now we have 80 people enrolled and are at a cost of $78,000 a month that we are paying in rent assistance for 80 households too. And we expect that to continue with some people coming on and some going off during the course of the year. But it's a commitment to pay their rent for 12 months. So assuming they're still in the house and still in compliance, the rent will be paid for the next 12 months. This starts April 1st, so the state fiscal year, April 1st through March 31st of 2025.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I know in the past, there's been some difficulty signing people up and getting the money out. I want to thank you because I know recently, I think a couple months ago, you sent us an update on the program. It looked like things were picking up and more people were enrolled, but could you give us a bit more of an update on where we are for the funding for this year?
Well, the year ends the 31st.
Yes.
So this week. So this is the end. So we'll probably spend about $600,000 this current fiscal year. And then we project, we're spending, as I said, $78,000. We could probably spend up to $80,000 a month, $80,000, so we can put a couple more families on. But we're at capacity at this point. So if you multiply 80,000 times 12, you're getting pretty much where the grant is.
Okay, so you're saying, so this year, which is almost over, we're going to reach around 600,000. So we're not going to spend all the money, but next year, we're on pace.
Yeah.
Based on the amount of people that sign up to spend the full 1.2 million?
1.1.
1.1 million?
Yep.
Okay. And could you also give us, when you do have a full, an update for this year, you know, once the fiscal year's over, the state fiscal year's over, and you have, you know, a full update on how much we spent, could you send it to us, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Ms. Lockhart?
Thank you, Chairman. Just to refresh my memory, this money gets paid directly to the landlords, right?
Correct. By DSS. Yeah.
Thank you.
But the clients must pay up to 30% of their income also, so it's a shared responsibility.
Correct, but then you take and pay the bill to the landlord directly.
The client
Or
must
your
pay the
part.
landlord themselves as well, so that's how some of them get in trouble. If they don't pay their 30%, they can get evicted for not
Yeah.
paying that portion of it, so.
Yeah. So that part is hard to know, but at least we know the other part's going directly. Okay.
Yeah, right, we pay them directly.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we've recruited new landlords, not typical landlords that we've worked with DSS payments previously. So there's some new landlords that were a little hesitant to do business with us, but now that we've got the program going, they're more confident that they're gonna get paid on a regular basis. So we've got a couple landlords that are new to us that are
I know
participating.
there's been some in the past that have not been the greatest.
Or not being willing to participate with us, yeah.
Mr. Pearlie?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, could you give us some insight on your thoughts on how you're finding supply, particularly supply for families?
It's very, very difficult. Actually, I'm very pleased to see that we've got a couple of very, very large families with 8 people in them, for instance. It's really difficult to find an apartment for lower cost for a family like that with 3, minimum you can get away with probably 3 bedrooms. Even 2 bedrooms are very difficult because the price starts going up once you hit multiple bedrooms. And then you've got a quality problem. So you can maybe find the apartment, but it's not necessarily the most safe place, or the heat goes out or some problem like that. So it's a quality and a quantity problem, I would say, although this has helped our clients access different kinds of properties than they have previously been able to. So it puts them, they're a little more competitive with this, being able to pay 85% of fair market rent. So,
And are you confined just to Albany County, or can you, if
oh no,
availability is in
we're
Rensselaer?
Albany County. Right, we can't place someone in Schenectady, for instance. They have to be placed in Albany County.
Mr.
Even if you
Epicor?
can't find,
Right, so that's a little tricky barrier.
Mr. Epicor?
Thank you. Last time, I asked you to send some data on how many people applied and stuff like that. I did get it, but I didn't get enough data. But I want to know, between the previous years where you had to return money back to the state, and now that you have it projected that you're going to be able to spend the entire money, what was the change? What happened?
Well, we don't turn money back to the state, this is a drawdown. So they don't give it to us and then we send it back. It's just up to an allocation you can draw down. And it happened around the state. There were many other counties that had difficulty in the first couple of years getting going. As any program, it's very difficult to get a new program up and running. So we had multiple staff that we assigned to this program that left. So once the staff person got trained in the program, understood the parameters, what the state was wanting from us, doing some outreach, trying to enroll people, working with the clients, they left. So we did have a few starts and stops with that kind of a problem. So we've assigned it to, I don't know, it's got to be the 6th person that we've assigned this program to in 2 years that we have now. He's a longer term employee, so hopefully he'll stay. And just as I said, reaching out to landlords, getting landlords to agree. They're not often willing to necessarily work with our clients all the time, for multiple reasons. And, government, they don't necessarily want, they think that we don't pay on time, which we try to do. So it took some time working with the landlords to convince them that this was a good program for them to participate in as well. And for our clients we want them to do the work. We want them to learn how to find a place to live. So we had many clients who were pending finding a place for several months. And we had applicants that they just disappeared. They would submit an application and we couldn't find them. They wouldn't come back to us, kind of thing. So they came and went. And I expect out of the people we have enrolled right now, we're going to lose a percentage of them over the course of this year. So we'll have new people roll on. We've got 20 families right now that we've identified could potentially use this program. So we have backup, and if someone leaves or they leave town, they get evicted for a various number of reasons, or the property is no longer meeting code or something to that effect, potentially.
Thank you. That makes me happy that we can actually draw every money that comes from the state. We have to finish all that money and not let anything sit on the table. So thank you.
Ms. Lockhart?
just one other question. You were mentioning that you're having trouble with employees leaving and staying. Is there a reason, or are they just retiring? I mean,
Well, I've got
It sounds like it's a tough
a
job.
couple I can think of. One started and then got her master's degree and wanted to do counseling, so wanted a different kind of job. A couple other people left for the state. One was a police officer, realized he needed to finish to get his pension. I mean, there's various reasons that people come and go. The state has taken quite a few, though, and are experienced people.
And I assume that's pay.
Mostly, yes, and work from home, yeah.
Ms. Rosano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, I was just wondering if you, off the top of your head, could give us some kind of a percentage as to the people who are in this program that are housed in the city and those that are housed outside?
I can tell you, I'll have to get that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Most of them, I believe, are in Albany, Waterville, Cohoes area. That's the primary locations.
Thank you.
Also, you asked for, Ms. Rosano, where they're housed. I'd also be curious if you have where they're from. I mean, I know they're homeless, but if they previously lived, because they might have lived in Colony or wherever, but when you're looking for affordable housing, there's, it's concentrated in Albany, Cohoes, Waterville, Green Island.
Right. Well, if they came from a homeless shelter, I may not necessarily be able to get that.
Yeah, I understand
Detail.
that could be hard to find, maybe their last
Might
physical
have came from
address.
another county.
That happens sometimes.
Do we have any other questions?
May I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
So, sounds like supply is a major issue. Since the goal of this is to get people from, homeless shelters or whatever into permanent housing, does this program allow you as a temporary measure to do hotels or any of that? I know you're trying to get them out of there, but.
No, this is for rental assistance. Yeah, this won't pay for any other type of temporary housing. This is supposed to be more
Yeah.
permanent housing,
Okay.
so, with the lease and everything.
Right, because sometimes that's a bridge to.
Yeah, we do a lot of that also, though. All of our shelters are full.
Do we have any clients in Tivoli Park?
We could, I don't know.
No, the reason I ask is because there's some other properties, like, I was hearing that 16 Sheridan Avenue has a really big rodent problem. There's probably over 100 people there, and they've done extermination, but they seem to be infested, and there should be the technology to get rid of that, but the fact that the landlords are not committed enough to do that, there are some places, like I know Tivoli has very good maintenance, and their prices are pretty competitive. So I'm just wondering if we're exploring
I've heard that Tivoli is going up, though.
the price.
Yes, for our clients, they're kind of getting a little priced out of there.
Okay. Well, but everything is going up.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Make the motion.
Motion, Mr. Cleary, do we have a second? Mr. Miller, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimous. Thank you, Commissioner. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second,
So,
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.